Move on to Sleeper Spotlight.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So in this segment, we introduce drummers that y'all are sleeping on. We get Adam's opinions, impressions, and constructive criticism, if any. First up, we have Stevie _ drums. That's Stevie Lomangino from New York.
Okay. Stevie.
Take a look at Stevie.
Video number 1 from Stevie. Cool. That was super clean. I like it. That was a really articulate groove too. It was very specific. Trying to sing out that left hand pattern.
Yeah.
That was pretty tricky. Yeah. I like his set too. He's got looks like a DW bop. Is that what that is? Mm-hmm. A pretty small DW. I think my buddy Devin Sumner, who was just in town, killer drummer by the way. He wasn't able to do this podcast, but he did an episode of All In with Adam, but drummer, long time friend. He's got a DW Bop kit. He loves that thing. Really cool sounding kit. And then an AQ2 sonar snare. That snare sounds great. Not tuned for jazz particularly, but I also liked that sound that he had going on. Real like pop hip hop sort of thing. That higher mid range. Yeah. Really clean playing, man, for sure.
And that audio quality too is beautiful.
Yeah, it was mixed.
Studio quality.
Mixed very well.
Yeah.
Awesome. That was a cool clip from him. He didn't do, to his credit, he was trying to play a very consistent, particular groove the entire time, which he did an awesome job of doing. But not a lot of like fills or improvisation or things like that. So let's see what else Stevie has going on.
All right.
In clip 2. Cool. That was awesome. Very short and sweet, but definitely exactly what I was just talking about. Like, I would love to see more. Like, that's what I want to see. You're good at picking these clips for sure. You'll pick the groove oriented ones and then a little more impromptu, that sort of stuff. That was cool, man. Very, very. You guys have always heard me talk about this, but I love the exploratory quality that people can have in their playing, where they're willing to just speak freely on the drums. And I want to give you here's a quick example of like why I like this. Have you ever met someone who the way that they talk seems very rehearsed? I'll tell you where you see this all the time. The corporate world. Yeah. Like the corporate boss comes in and they're just like, hey, here's what we're doing today. And it's like, you're a robot. Like you're not talking how a normal person talks. We're saying like the corporate vernacular, like you're only allowed to be so human. And then you interact with like a normal person somewhere, and it's like it can be very different where it's like, oh, you act like a real person. And a lot of that is like letting the guard down, so to speak, like speaking and expressing yourself freely and openly. And so I like when people have the ability, or at the very least the willingness, to do that on the drum set. Like, let me hear exactly what you have to say. I know you can learn drum parts. Like, I know you can play this famous groove or this famous fill. But that's not super interesting, right? Like to me, that's not what makes you an interesting drummer. What makes you an interesting drummer is how your brain like expresses rhythm. And so I love when people not only play like those tight rehearsed grooves like he played in the first clip, but when they do this, like I love seeing this sort of stuff too. Like, let me hear your voice. What do you have to say? So that was cool, man. Really clean, articulate playing for sure. And exploratory. You can tell he was trying some sort of weird stuff. Those like snare crash and then crash snare on like 16th notes, like real quick sort of thing. He had weird snare buzzes in the beginning of the clip. That was a really cool clip, man. Very, very expressive, exploratory kind of playing. And I really like that quality. So that was cool. And you picked some good clips too. The tight groove and then this sort of thing. I like that. That was awesome.
I only pick these drummers that have this sort of variability in their playing. A lot of the times when you go through posts and Instagrams and social media pages of drummers, and you realize that they really only have like one shtick to them.
It's common. Very common.
So yeah, that is just being very plain and being very predictable in your playing and that sort of thing. I don't know, it turns me off from drummers.
Sure.
I don't necessarily want to highlight people who are just the same groove or the same type of playing all the time, even if it's high level.
Even if it's good.
Yeah,
if it's good.
arguably, it's just like, all right, cool.
Well, and this applies to even content styles. Like when people do, let's say, it's only drum covers. That's it. Only covers. To me, it's sort of like this. Yeah. And people don't like hearing this, but like that's a dead end road. Like, are you going to do covers forever and then die? Is that the plan? Because to me, that's like a forfeiture of musical individuality. Like that's not who you are as a drummer. It can't be. It can't be.
Well, I can't imagine like, going up to like a band and you're just like, I would like to be your drummer, and it's like, what can you do? And it's like, well, I can play over Katy Perry songs.
Sure.
And they're just like, that's cool, but we have original music. Can you learn these parts for us?
Can you bring your own flavor to this? Yeah.
Oh, you can just kind of do the same licks over this. No, we don't. It's just not.
Well, it's
I
like,
don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
Well, the most beautiful part about music, I hope everybody would agree with this. It's expression, right? It's getting to express yourself in a really unique, artistic, creative way. And if your favorite, or rather, the exclusive type of expression that you like to do is just what other people expressed, you just like to mimic that in some way, right? Like, to me, it's like you're missing so much of what it is to be a musician, right? That the true expressive, creative core of what musicianship is. All that said, I do think like learning covers, sorry, we're getting sidetracked on cover, but like I do think that is a really important part of the learning process.
Right.
But I hate when I see 10 or 15 or 20-year drummers who only do drum covers, because I'm like, dude, you should be out of this phase at this point. Not that you can't do them at all, but like that can't be your primary interest in playing drums, is just to learn and recreate what other people have already done. Anyway, we're getting off track. Stevie, you're awesome. Those were good
Stevie.
clips. Thanks, brother.
Yeah. Give Stevie a follow. Stevie_drums on Instagram. He's dope. He makes some awesome content.
Hell yeah.
And thank you. And next up was someone submitted this drummer to me via email.
Okay.
By the way, if you have any drummers that you'd like featured on the podcast, you can send me an email at chris@orlandodrummer.com.
Yeah.
Which this was. And this is Emmy Cooey drums.
Emmy Cooey.
He's a teacher and session player from Romania.
Okay.
It's very, very cool. So we got a couple clips from, and I'm probably butchering this, Emmy Cooey.
Emmy Cooey. All right.
That's what it is.
Clip one from Emmy.
3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. Those hurt to threes, man. Very, very snappy hurt to threes for sure. I also love hearing really intentional dynamics on a practice pad. I think a lot of people, not that people like don't use dynamics on a practice pad, but it's normally not that extreme, because a drum set is a much more dynamic instrument, right? So it's like dynamic practice is a lot easier on a full kit, but you can certainly hear him intentionally moving that volume really, really high up, where he's just like absolutely like whacking the pad with those huge drumsticks. And then you can hear those softer touches, like when he gets into the 6-stroke roll, the second half of that exercise. He quiets things down a lot. So yeah, very cool, very drum teacher thing to play. That's for sure. But those hurtas are very quick, very clean. And yeah, again, I love the dynamic movement in that. It's not always common that you see people swell their dynamics that much on a practice pad. More of a teacher thing for sure, so I could see that. Very cool, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's do another clip from him. Let's see. Clip 2. Clean and powerful, that's for sure. He did a lot of mannerisms that I love to play, like, but he did it with a double bass. Let me see if I can figure out what he was doing. So a pattern like, okay, 6-note pattern, right, left, left, kick. So duka duka ka duka duka ka duka duka ka. But then you stutter I have a whole masterclass on this concept of kick stuttering. You stutter the kick drum, so it doubles in subdivision, and you play 2 notes where there was just one. So it's duka duka ga duka duka ga duka duka ga. So right left kick kick right left kick. So you stutter that kick drum and double it up. But he did it where it was like 3. Where it was like duka duka ga duka 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 ga kick kick duka duka, right?
Could he be stuttering the right foot and then adding in a third on the left?
Something like that. It could be right left right. I don't know what pattern he used on the kick, but it was definitely like duka duka ga duka 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 ga duka duka. That was sort of what he had going on there, and very fast. So like harder to hear if you
super fast.
Yeah. But I like that because I don't play double bass. It's probably why I never thought of doing that. But interesting that you could manipulate just that little chunk of the pattern, and then get it that fast. That was like a more metaled out version of a thing that I like to play all the time. And you can do it with 4 notes, 5 note. If you did it, I started with the 5 note one, but like you do this with a 4 note pattern. So like right left kick, do ga ga do ga ga and then stutter the kick. Do ga ga do 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 ga ga do 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 ga ga. It's almost a herta. And then 3s, that would be right, left, do 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 do, and he's moving those around the drum set. It's a really cool pattern. I might steal that one from you, bro. That was really cool. Cool, but dude, fast, clean, super powerful playing for sure. You can hear all that pad work translate on the kit well, which is nice to see because that's not always the case. But yeah, powerful, clean playing. That's for sure. Those are 2 words that come to mind immediately. Powerful and clean, but awesome playing, dude. Really cool one.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much to both of the drummers we feature on the Spotlight of Sleepers.
Thank you for watching this clip. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking to in any way make yourself a better drummer online, which let's be honest, you probably are. That's why you click this video. Make sure to click the link in the description or the link that's around here somewhere. Free 7-day trial to my online drum school. You'll find 160 hours of drum lessons there and one of the world's largest collections of drumless play-alongs. Trust me, you will find something you love, and I would love to have you on board. OrlandoDrummer.com. I will see you there.